Good day everyone, this is Laika Faith Sumibkay, a BEd student of Sultan Kudarat Educational Institution. Today, I will discuss all about basketball, which is the definition of basketball, brief history of basketball, equipment and facilities of basketball, two famous players of basketball, and last, the 10 terminologies of basketball. First thing to know, what is basketball? Basketball is one of the most popular sports in the world. It is played with a ball and the hoop. Players score points shooting the ball through the hoop. Basketball, a game played between two teams of 5 players each on a rectangular court, usually indoors. Each team tries to score by tossing the ball through opponent goal, an eliminated horizontal hoop, and net called a basket. The next is the brief history of basketball. Basketball was invented in 1991 by Dr. James Naismith, a Canadian of Scottish descent at Springfield College, Massachusetts. The college was the international YCMC training school, and the game was invented to provide an indoor activity for training YMCA leaders. When the game was first played, pitch baskets were nailed up at each end of the gymnasium as goals, hence the origin of the name basket. The first set of rules was published and distributed throughout the YMCA movement in 1892, and this resulted in the game spreading rapidly throughout Canada and the USA. In 1892 also saw the game play in England for the first time in Birkenhead YMCA after the club president was the game play Wells on the business trip to Canada. In 1893, the game was introduced to the Physical Training College in Hampstead, now Dartford College of PE, by Madame Berman Osterbridge. Changes to the game to shoot the girl led to the rules of netball being published 1901. By 1898, a professional league was established in the USA, and by 1911, basketball had spread throughout the UK as a sport. In 1924, it was introduced a demonstration sport at a Paris Olympic Games, and Great Britain won the title. In 1927, saw Abbie Sappertens, a Londoner from the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters, and in 1931, FIVA, the International Basketball Federation, was formed with a Welshman as a first secretary. The England Basketball Association was formed in 1936, 13 years before the NBA was formed in America. And by 1957, the English School Basketball Association was formed. The 1970s saw the introduction of both men's and women's National Liga in the UK. And by 1999, 219 teams were entered in the over 16 national leagues, with the almost 100 competing at under 15 levels. By 1990, there were 117 member countries in FIVA, making basketball the second largest of all world governing bodies and also the world's fastest growing and largest participation sport. The next is the facilities and equipment of basketball. First is a basketball court dimension. Basketball hoops. The size of the court depends on the playing level. The size of the court for NBA and college games is 94 feet long and 50 feet wide. It is smaller for high school and junior high. This is the basketball court dimension. Next is the backboard or rim. The regulation height above the ground for the rim hop is 10 feet and the rim is 18 inches in diameter. Backboard are 6 feet wide, 72 inches by 42 inches tall, with the square being 24 inches wide by 18 inches tall. Next is the fall line. For all size court, the fall line is 15 feet in front of the backboard. Next is the K. The K is 12 feet wide and is the same for all basketball courts. The basketball extends 4 feet out over the baseline into the K. A half circle of diameter 6 foot extends from the fall away from the basket to complete backboard. Next is the three-point line arc. For NBA basketball court, the three-point line is 22 feet to the center of the rim on the side with the straight line extending out 16 feet, 9 inches from the baseline. Past this point, the line extends out 23 feet, 9 inches from the center of the rim. Next is line markings. Line markings on the floor are 2 inches wide and can vary it in court. Next is basketball ball. The most important thing for training is the ball. There are certain guidelines which one needs to follow when buying a basketball. For practicing, one can play with a rubber ball. For professional competition, one needs to use an inflated ball made of leather. The official size of ball is 29.5 to 30 inches in circumference for men's and 28.5 inches in circumference for women's game. It should weigh 18 to 22 ounces. When bounce of 6 feet from the floor, a well-flatted ball should bounce 49 to 54 inches in height. The next is basketball shoes. One needs specialized shoes when playing basketball. It should be able to give better support to the ankle as compared to running shoes. The basketball shoes should do high tip shoes and provide extra comfort during a game. These shoes are specially designed to maintain high traction on the basketball court. Next is basket or hoop. The hoop or basket is a horizontal metallic rim, circular in shape. This rim is attached to the net and help one score a point. The rim is mounted about 4 feet inside the baseline and 10 feet above the court. Next is the basketball backboard. Backboard is the rectangular board that is placed behind the rim. It helps give better rebound to the ball. The backboard is about 1,800 mm in size horizontally and 1,050 mm vertically. Many times backboard are made of acrylic, aluminum, steel, or glass. Next equipment is basketball uniform. When one starts coaching a basketball team, the most important requirement for a team is to have a uniform. This helps differentiate teams from one another. A uniform consists of a jersey, shirt, and short, number on the front and back of the shirt for identification. The next is a basketball shot clock. One offense is allowed a maximum of 24 seconds to have a ball in hand before shooting. These 24 seconds are counted on the shot clock. If the offense fails to shoot a ball that is the rim, they will allow the possession of the ball to the another team. The next equipment of basketball is basketball scoreboard. A basketball scoreboard with will the minimum display the time left in the period and both teams score. In some multipurpose venues where ice hockey and basketball are played, the scoreboard unit with two penalties will be used to display the player on the court, number of fouls, and points scoreboard in the game. Next equipment is a basketball whistle. The coach or referee uses a whistle to indicate the start or end of the game. She can even use the whistle to stop to play in the middle of the game. Whistle also help to indicate fouls, timeout, or out of the bound balls to the player. In order to get the attention of the player, many times coaches use the whistle to gather the player. The last equipment is basketball court. The basketball court is the next important thing for shooting the ball this game. The court is usually made of wooden platform. The court size is about 28 meters by 17 meters. According to the international standards, the National Basketball Association regulations state the floor dimension as 29 meter by 15 meter. The standard court is rectangular in shape and has basket placed to opposite ends. The next discuss is two famous players of basketball. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is a former pro basketball player. Kobe Bryant won 5 NBA titles with the Los Angeles Lakers, while establishing himself as one of the game's all-time greats. Kobe Bryant was born on August 23, 1978, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Kobe Bryant spent his early years in Italy and joined the NBA straight out of his high school. A dominant scorer, Bryant won 5 NBA championships and the 2008 MVP award with the Los Angeles Lakers. Although later seasons were marred by injuries, he surpassed Michael Jordan for the third place on the NBA all-time scoring list in December 2014 and retired in 2016 after scoring 60 points in his final game. In 2018, Bryant earned an Academy Award for the Best Animated Short Film for their basketball. On January 2016, 2020, he was in helicopter crash that killed Bryant. The next famous player is Stephen Curry. Biography of Stephen Curry. Professional basketball player Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors was the first person to be named Most Valuable Player by the unanimous vote in NBA history. Stephen Curry was born in Warder Stephen Curry II in Akron, Acho on March 14, 1988, but mainly grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Stephen Curry is a professional American basketball player with the Golden State Warriors, the son of former NBA player Del Curry. Stephen first garnered national attention for his impressive play at Davidson College. In May 2016, Curry became the first person to be named MVP by the unanimous vote in NBA history, and one of the only 11 players to win the MVP award 2 years in a row. He then helped the Warriors win the NBA title again in 2017 and 2018. Both times over the Cleveland Cavaliers, he was drafted in 2009 by Golden State and eventually developed into one of pro basketball's top players with his stellar shooting skill. After garnering Most Valuable Player honor and helping the Warriors win the NBA championship in 2015, Curry led the team to league record 73 wins the following season. The lastly I will discuss is the 10 terminologies of basketball. First is blocking. A foul committed by obstructing an offensive player with your body. Second, center. Typically the tallest player on the court who plays closest to the basket. Third, defense. The team without possession of the ball. Fourth, dribbling. Bouncing the ball off the floor repeatedly without picking it up. 5. Dunk. When a player jumps and threw the ball through the hoop from close range. 6 is three-point line. The semicircle surrounding the K. Shoot made from beyond this line count for the 3 points. 7. Traveling. A violation for moving without dribbling the ball. 8. Through the ball to one's teammates. 9. Rebound. Gather the ball after a missed shot. And last, crossover. Switching the ball from one hand to the other while dribbling.